I called on them.
Yeah, that's...
No, I waved them down. He was going to kill everybody on the road.
Like a state badge. That's what all the federal officers carry.
And he just put those words on it, that United States bill.
You can go anywhere and get any of that aid.
Your husband initiated that traffic stop with red and blue lights and stopped a car and detained an individual.
Dude, he has... Dude, if I was an average citizen, I would think this guy was a good cop.
Right.
On January 21st, 2024, while on patrol, an officer with Westerville Police Department in Ohio observed what appeared to be a felony stop between a marked Columbus Police vehicle and a black unmarked police interceptor. The unmarked police interceptor had flagged down the Columbus officer for assistance after alleging to have observed a Ford Fusion driving dangerously. As the Westerville officer on patrol approached to assist, the Columbus officer explained he was unsure of the identity of the officer in the unmarked vehicle.
Federal Fugitive Apprehension and Ban. I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with it. I don't know, he showed me a badge or something, but he stopped his car. He said they've been driving all over the road and he's going to kill someone. Yes, from your guys' stuff. He like flagged us down and we came over here to see what's going on.
I don't know if that's real or not. I mean, this is not going to be a felony stop. I'm going to go to 3 with some more information. Okay, thank you. It's real.
I called on them.
Yeah, that's...
No, I waved them down. He was going to kill everybody on the road.
What's going on with him?
Dude, he was going 11 on the road. Went in front of 3 other people. I'm off duty right now. I'm going home. I got all my gear in the back. I can show him my credentials and everything.
Yeah, all right. We checked everything.
Yeah, hey, what's up? He was going to, real problem.
Upon running the unmarked vehicle plate by dispatch, it was revealed that the vehicle's listed address was the Columbus Police headquarters and was registered to a nonprofit called Ohio Fugitive Apprehension Program.
So I just stopped him and I flagged the, I saw the marked Columbus police officer. I flagged him down. I said, you need to go talk to them right now.
Try to make a traffic stop on somebody?
In an unmarked car?
What the f?
That's it.
Do you have a badge number? Oh, wow. Oh, you're federal. Okay. What is it? Your badge number? Do you have that?
7937.
As officers spoke further with the suspect, he stated he was an off-duty officer on his way home and did not have his gear, as it was in the back of his vehicle.
79. Okay, that's good. Just that way I can put it in the call.
He was just, I flagged down the first marked car that I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a real problem on the road.
So he's going 11 miles an hour?
He was going 11 down here. He tried to drive into 2 other cars. The one person got a little bit road ragey on him.
Yeah.
And was following him like real close. The one guy that was gonna like, I think they were gonna go fight. So I just hit the lights on him real quick, and I waved the Columbus police officer over. I said, "You need to get him right now. Pull him over."
Who the f does he work for? He's the fugitive task force guy, but he's the one that calls in all this stuff.
He stopped right here in the middle of the intersection. I gave him commands 11 times on my radio with the lights on. Turn right, turn right, turn right. Get off the road, get off the road. He didn't follow any instructions. I wasn't getting. I got no gear on right now. Everything's in the back, right? I saw the Columbus officer right here. I said, "Hey, whip around," and then that's where we're at.
Okay, cool. Thanks a lot.
We thought it was you guys.
That's the main reason we stopped. We're like, some civilian out here making traffic stops?
Are we good?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It's no ops and language line. He just can't drive. He just, yeah. It's not his car.
Do you want my card?
Sure, why not?
Alright.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good night.
That's weird, right?
Yeah. You guys have seen him before?
Yeah.
He's always over here doing
I've never
stuff?
seen him before.
He's always calling in stuff about 48s and stuff. He's like people from like people out of state and everything. Like, dude, what do you want us to do with it?
He's like legit though.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Because that's what we were trying to figure out. We were like, is this guy real? Oh, this officer Westerville.
The officer spoke to the driver of the Ford Fusion, who did not speak English or have a valid driver's license. Upon checking for warrants and clearing him of any impairment, he was issued a citation.
Hello. I was just going to speak with this gentleman here. Can you ask him if anybody in the car has a valid license to drive, please?
No tenemos nada, nomás el ID.
No, we only have an ID.
Okay. Alright. Just tell him to sit tight and I'll be back with him.
That did make a traffic stop.
He did.
Out of our car.
Yeah, that's why I'm not pushing this at all, but
Yeah. So you guys never dealt with him on seconds? He used to
No.
be kind of popular.
I've seen the car, but they were all lined up here like a felony stop. I'm like, what in the world?
Does he just drive around and go to whatever he wants to do and like?
Yeah, I guess he reads like plates and he gets like locations of people.
Upon leaving the scene, further investigation of the Ohio Fugitive Apprehension Program, officers learned it was a non-profit organization actively recruiting licensed agents and sworn officers as listed on the website. After confirming the suspect's identity, it was learned the suspect had a prior criminal history, including an arrest for improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle, OVI, and disorderly conduct in 2019. Officers arrived at the suspect's home to place him under arrest.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, you remember me from last night?
Yeah, I do. What's going on?
So we had a couple more developments about that traffic stop. Can you come out here and talk to me?
Yeah. Let me get socks and shoes on.
Actually, you're under arrest right now.
Why am I under arrest?
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. For unlawful detainment and impersonating a police officer.
I have done none of that.
You have the right to remain silent.
For what?
Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. You have the right not to answer any questions or make any statements until that time. You understand?
I do.
You got a pair of shoes, man?
I do.
All right, a little bit.
I got one pair right there. Okay. What is happening?
Under arrest, sir, for impersonating a police officer.
How did I impersonate a police officer? I never impersonated any police officer ever.
Sir, we will explain all that later. Go and take a seat.
Can you explain this, please?
Last night, about 15 after 12, there was a traffic stop. Your husband initiated that traffic stop with red and blue lights and stopped a car and detained an individual. He's not a licensed police officer in the state of Ohio, and that is unlawful detainment and impersonating a police officer. Okay? So, he admitted that he made that traffic stop. He had his red and blue lights activated, and based on the evidence that we have right now, he's not and never has been a police officer. He can't do that. So a warrant has been filed for his arrest for unlawful detainment, impersonating a police officer, having fictitious plates on a vehicle, and limit of number of lights required.
Okay.
All of these are misdemeanor charges. Okay? The highest one is M1. So there's no felony charges or anything like that.
He has a license for bail bonds.
Bail
and insurance.
bonds.
Yes.
Right. But unfortunately, he made a traffic stop on somebody and stopped them.
Okay, but I know he only did that for the good of, he felt like that was necessary.
I understand. However,
Okay.
the significance of this goes a little bit beyond just the criminal law, and there is a constitutional violation of the Fourth Amendment that happened. Somebody's constitutional rights got violated during this, and they were unlawfully detained and their liberty was taken from them. So that's why this is happening, okay?
Upon running the unmarked vehicle plate by dispatch, it was revealed that the vehicle's listed address was the Columbus Police headquarters and was registered to a non-profit called Ohio Fugitive Apprehension Program.
Dude, he has a bed in there too.
Yeah, he'll sleep in there.
Dude, he has. Dude, if I was an average citizen, I would think that was the cop.
Right.
That badge is what he had in
Oh,
shoulder.
see, that's a federal badge. That's not like a state badge. That's what all the federal officers carry.
And he just put those words on it. That United States
You
bill.
can go anywhere and get any of that shit made. You can order that shit online.
The side is you can have tags just like this made, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yep. He could.
I mean, just like how they made ours
Mm-hmm.
for our cars. It's no different.
And although they, and that it returns to a real thing,
But it's not the
shit
state
ain't
issued
gonna-
plate, so you can't use a non-issued state issued plate. And he doesn't see what the problem is. It sounds like.
No, I'm sure he doesn't. He thinks he did nothing wrong. The car's decked out more than ours.
That's what
You know, I mean, his medical bag is,
He's got the same like duty bag I have, but he's got that little drink bottle thing on the side. I'm like, how would I get one of those? That's kind of nice.
You can't have plates like that on that car.
They look up the Lexus Nexus. That car was titled to him as a personal vehicle, and then re-registered under this Fugitive Apprehension Program.
Well, and I'm wondering if he's not the one in charge of this, this, because if you look up it has a Westerville PO box.
And me and Alan called the number that's on the website last night, and it's just his voice on the recording.
It's probably his home phone, or just a a digital recording number.
Yeah, we ran the number through Lexus Nexus and didn't come back to anything, like a burner phone or something.
Well, it's just like a third-party voicemail box, basically.
First questions first. Do you have the original license plates that were issued to that car?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and where would they be in? So, because here's what we don't want to do. Those plates are fictitious, okay? They're not the original Ohio plates that came on it.
Correct.
So, that being said, that vehicle is parked illegally without real license plates.
Okay, I've talked to the state. All of that is in process. I think that there's a miscommunication here.
Okay.
Okay, my intention is never to impersonate law enforcement. I've never identified myself as such. I am licensed with the state. I am a fugitive recovery agent. Every interaction I've had with anybody, I've had all you guys involved asking for your assistance, and I have registration with the Attorney General's office and working on the process with the state for the plates. It was a safety issue on the plate just because of the nature of the job. Right. It's the same reason that my driver's license comes back to and it's a safety issue. It's not to impersonate anybody, it's to keep my family safe.
Well, what we want to do, rather than impound the vehicle, is if we can get those plates, we can install them, because those ones are going to be collected as evidence.
Okay.
Two, once this is said and done, that emergency equipment is going to have to come off of there.
Okay.
So,
but again, that's it's still on application with the AG's office.
Okay. Well, to get to the meat and potatoes of things, because what you're being charged with is having fictitious plates on the car.
Okay.
A limit of number of lights required, which covers the fact that there's red and blue lights that were activated.
Okay.
Unlawful detainment, because an unlawful traffic stop was conducted.
I didn't. He was already stopping.
Sir, let me explain it, and I'll let you say your piece. That way you have all the information. Okay. An unlawful traffic stop was conducted. An individual was detained, and their Fourth Amendment rights were violated. And in the process of that, red and blue lights were activated on that roadway with that address and everything coming back to 120. Like, that's impersonating a police officer.
It wasn't the intention.
So,
it was public safety, and it was to wave down a Columbus police officer, which exactly what I did. I never approached the individual. I never got out of the car. I never went to them, never identified myself as anything. I did it to wave down the police officer and had him go talk to them. I did not detain anybody. I used the lights to signal for them to come because they were going to do harm to other people on the car.
Okay.
Which I do have the videos along with that.
You do have video?
On how they were driving.
Okay.
And asking them to stop in the other cars that were waving me down. And so I got a mark. Nothing that I did was to overstep the boundaries of anything. I understand our separation here, but that person was going to hurt somebody.
Okay.
And so I wanted to get you guys involved, which I did.
Right.
Gave you my card.
You did.
Everything I thought was above board. If there's an education here, if I crossed, I don't think that this needs to be an arrestable situation. We can figure out a way that I can say, okay, did I misstep in this action? But my intention here was not to do anything that you guys are saying. It was public safety, and it was to get you guys involved.
And I absolutely believe that you meant well. But based on our conversation last night and the statements of the Columbus police officers there, you told me that you activated your overhead lights, stopped the car, gave him 11 commands over the PA, pull to the right. You initiated.
I asked him to get off the roadway while the Columbus officer was coming.
And the Columbus officer said you had him stopped.
Huh?
The Columbus.
He wouldn't move. He was just stopped dead in the road. He was going 8 miles an hour, then 28, then 8, swerved a bunch of times, came over, almost hit another driver, and then stopped right in front of me. I got on the PA and said, please, I told him, I said, move to the right, move to the right. He was just sitting in the middle of a green light, and I saw the Columbus officer. I hit the lights, and I waved him over, and I said, hey, you got to get this guy right now. You got to get him. He goes, hey, who are you with? I said, I'm with the Ohio Fugitive Apprehension Program. That's exactly who. Right. We're a nonprofit, state of Ohio, right? He goes, okay, cool. Do you have your ID? I showed it to him. I showed it to you. Gave the card. If I didn't hit the lights, I was afraid somebody was going to get hurt.
Right.
I really was. And we are under review with the Attorney General office. The reason that our nonprofit was approved is because we're trying to get away from the wild, wild west of bounty hunting and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Going after the 100,000 open warrants and the 26,000 felony warrants that are out, right? As our opportunity to augment, but not to replace, and certainly not to impersonate.
Yes, sir.
This is very upsetting because I really am trying to do the right thing in the best way, and I feel like I was very transparent and very clear with everybody on who I am and what I'm doing. We need to look at the intent.
Right.
Right? There was no intent here to do what these charges dictate that I was doing. I'm not, you know what I mean?
So, I guess my question is, when we were speaking, I asked you for your badge number. You gave that to me.
Yes, sir.
And then I said, so you're federal.
I don't believe I think I called. I didn't respond.
You didn't respond.
No, I think I said, no, I'm state. And then the other guy was talking to me from the other side. I'm absolutely not federal.
We're under the influence, or in the impression at the time that, I even said to you, oh, you're federal. You didn't respond. You didn't correct me.
No. I think he was coming out from the other side because that part of it was on the because I reviewed the footage when I got back, and I heard you say that, and then I didn't respond, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, that's why I said, hey, do you want my card?
Right. To
make sure that there's no misunderstanding. Right? Yes. Should I maybe? Hey, I'm state. Oh, hey, I'm part of. So our organization is a nationwide organization, right? But we're licensed through the state of Ohio. Gotcha. Technically, are we federal?
Yeah,
the group is, but look, I'm not saying I would never say I'm a federal agent or a nationwide agent or anything like that. My license is through the state of Ohio, and I can show you all that license information. I can give you all of my credentials. You can look at everything. If I f***ed up on this thing, man, we can look. It won't happen again. This is not what I intended. And certainly not to misrepresent with you guys. I live here. You guys are my Westerville officers, right?
Right.
The last thing I'm going to do is tell you anything.
Now, I believed you meant well last night, and I still do. I believe you were trying to do the right thing. However, where there is a serious issue that took place, I'm coming northbound and I see two vehicles lit up red and blue. I called out that I'm going to be out with a felony stop, is what I believed it was. Okay. I get out, and I learned that this vehicle was stopped. And, I mean, you told me that you stopped it, you gave it commands. All of this is fine except for the fact that the red and blue lights were used. This person was stopped, and their Fourth Amendment was put in jeopardy by somebody who didn't have the authority to do it.
I reacted.
And while you may have meant well, we have to pursue it.
I understand.
So
you've pursued it. I hear you.
Now, to be clear, nothing. The warrants were filed today, so the arrest is a done deal. However, none of these charges are a felony.
It doesn't matter. My job. This was something that we just stood up. My real job. This could destroy my livelihood on something that I didn't destroy their livelihood in anything that they, I believe that they were highly intoxicated. I don't know how the rest of it. I didn't even hang around. I said, hey, what's their deal? I gave you the information, but I truly believe that they were going to hurt somebody. And
So
what's next?
So what I would like to do, with your permission, is if you can tell me where those plates are, we can have your wife get them. Like I said, we're going to seize those ones. But I would like to put the original plates on it so we don't have to tow it and cause you more inconvenience. Is that something you'd be willing to do?
Yeah. Two questions, and this mainly because the shotgun's in there.
Okay.
And some other stuff, right? Is weird thing to ask, being that I'm on the other side, is this bondable? Am I coming home tonight, or being that none of it is felony?
I don't. That's something we'll have to. You'll have to discuss.
Well,
with the
I just want to find
office.
out. I get that.
I would assume it will be, and that'll all come to fruition once we get down there. Okay.
Will you allow me the opportunity to get my wallet?
Yeah, we can ask your wife to get it for you.
Okay.
Couple things. Would you be able, with the car, to pull it either into the driveway and like put your car behind it or something so it's legally parked off the public roadway?
I've never driven it, but I guess I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that way, because it doesn't have any plates on it, and it's not legally parked.
Okay.
Or do you know how to get the shotgun out of it?
No, I don't know anything. I'll figure it out, I guess. Are you giving it to him?
Yes. Yep. I'm not taking it for evidence or anything like that. He wanted it, so. Okay. I'm not, I'm being straight up with you.
No, I know. I'm sorry. This is really,
Oh, I totally understand. This is out of nowhere, and it's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll figure the car out. Just let me get some shoes and a coat on.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. I'll be out.
And I spoke with your wife. We're just going to have her pull the vehicle here into the driveway so it's safe. Yeah, you should.
We're home tonight?
Hey, intention. I didn't do anything that would be intended to harm. Okay, fine. I love you. I'll call you. Just no, don't. It's not loaded. Just put it up there. No, it's not loaded. Don't worry about it. I'll handle it. We got cameras all over the house. It'll be fine.
The suspect was charged with impersonating a peace officer / private police, unlawful restraint, and number of lights permitted. At this time, the suspect's court case is still ongoing.